Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baz, WELDERFABBER, and today we're going to be looking at this little PT 330 crusher again, that the fixed jaw has actually come out and dropped into the jaw box, yeah? So we'll look at that a bit more in a minute, but I just want to give a little shout out to the Autovolt, yeah, for sending me these in yesterday. I mean, look at that Volvo 220 there. I don't know if you can see the detail within that little video there, but it's absolutely unreal. Yeah, so a big thanks to him. And my sign, people keep asking about my sign. I mean, we're actually at 75,000 followers now on Instagram, so I'm only going to change that sign if we ever hit 100,000. Who's this one here now?
What? I've got to go to Manchester to that ZX350 for some rock tape. Are these the right ones?
Salford job. Yeah. Yeah, they're for a 35 ton.
I do it, yeah.
Who told you to check them? Gaz?
Yeah.
Right, no. Hey, look at him, look at him, look at him. Kid just got married, yeah?
Yeah.
Listen, you just made a big mistake. You've just made a very big mistake. She's a nice lady, you know that, yeah? But you've made a big mistake. Don't be getting married if you single.
We'll see what happens, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, they're the ones. I'll sort you the pins and locks out in a minute, yeah? You need 6 of them. Right, so we'll have to climb up here now and have a look inside the jaw box, because the fixed jaw has actually come off. But before we go up, we isolate the machine, especially when we're going inside the jaw box. So let's have a climb up. Okay, so that is the fixed jaw there that's popped out. And that little plate there, that's a backing plate. Now then, I'm just wondering why that has come away from it like it has. They are your little lock wedges there. That's a lock wedge. And that's a lock wedge. So what we need to do, we need to hook up to these lifting points. We've got one there on the jaw, and you got one there. So we'll get the crane over now, lift this jaw out and find out what has actually happened. But this is the other side of the lock bar here, and that's what tightens your jaw. So we'll need to undo them nuts, take them nuts off, pull the bar out, pull the wedges out. So I'll get the lads on it now. I'll tell them what to do. Right, so we've got our new lad here now, Luke. So Luke's never worked on a crusher, yeah? So this will be his first job on a crusher. This is the crusher that we had the problem with the pressures on the toggle plate, yeah? So it is a 2021 machine. We've never really had any issues with this machine so far since we've had it. So now we're going to check this jaw out and find out what's going on, but these men are on it. These men are going to do it. I'm just going to tell them what to do. Firstly, we're going to get a 2-leg chain on the crane. We're going to pull the jaw out, and then we'll have a look inside the jaw box to see what's going on inside there.
Yeah, I need to get them off that side there.
Right, go down, Cal. Down. Down a bit more. Right.
No, this side should be out.
Yeah, all the old Chain's dead level. Right, there's a few problems here. Do you want to pass me the camera? Okay. So first of all, this backing plate shouldn't have this gap here. Right, so this is going to have to come off. We can't put a jaw back in with a gap like that. The jaw will just rock, which looks like what's been happening, and it's worn the wedges down. Can you see that wedge there? That wedge is worn down, and that wedge is worn down. Right. Also, these wedges sit on a little this here. You see that little wear strip there? If I can get it out. That's it. So that's like a little wear strip that the wedge sits on. There's another one there. There's probably two on the far side as well at the back. So there's a few issues here now because that is going to have to come out, and that's not an easy task to get that out. So Luke, stole that lad. I have to chisel all this out, and whilst we've got the jaw out, these cheek plates, we'll change these as well because they're too far gone. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cheek plates, but we're only going to change the bottom 2. We'll change the wedges, we'll pull this out, see what's going on. We'll pull the lock bar out to see if it's bent. That could actually be bent, but we'll only find out when we get out in a minute. And yeah, give it a really good clean before we put everything back. So this actually could turn out to be an episode because it's going to take a bit of time and we're going to need a few parts. So we're going to have to head over to Blue Spares. Hopefully they'll have the parts in. So I'll leave the boys stripping this, cleaning it, whilst I get on the phone and see if we've got some parts in. You're right with that, director. I'll get myself out of here. Good job we're not outside today, boys, for that weather. Director, out of the way. Right, so what I'm looking at here, I'm just looking at this jaw plate. Believe it or not, these jaws can get bent very slightly. You only need that jaw to be slightly bent, like a banana, if you will. And all it needs to do, just give it a little bit of that, and you can just imagine over time how much that would wear this away. Yeah. So the jaw is flat. Yeah, you could get a little bit more out of that, but for what it is, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to bang a new jaw in it. So I'm going to have a ring round now, see if we can find some parts. Hopefully Blue have got some parts in, and we'll go and pick them up. Right, let's have a look at the dial.
So the fixture is item, so it'll be 26 plate on the left hand side.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3, so, yeah, so it's probably welded on in 8 places looking at that.
Yeah.
So I already have 27 and 25. I've got the wedges here.
Yeah.
These are the new wedges. So I'm just getting the lock bar out of the machine now.
Yeah.
To see if that's any damage on it. I'm going to need item 29 and the opposite side, so 6 and a couple of bolts to go with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fixture itself.
Yeah.
28. And yeah, that should be all right. So the jaw Let's have a look. Should have a number on the back of it, but you probably know which jaws in it, won't you?
Yeah, it's the super on yours.
You go off these numbers here, you see. These here. Or it might be this one. Is it a CW0170? Is that the number you need?
That's it.
Yeah, so it's that number there, CW0170, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got one in stock?
I'd like to think so. So
Yeah, look, it's one up.
yeah, got them 2 in stock.
Right, can you see if you got the cheap plates, everything else in stock? We'll come pick it up, yeah?
Sorry, no, that's
Well, we're just heading over to Blue now to see Andy. Andy's a guy that I've dealt with for years, buying parts off these guys. The crusher that's in the workshop now, them lads are well capable of taking the bits out and getting it all ready, prepped for when we get back with the parts. The only thing I'm worried about is that backing plate that goes against the block. I've never had to take one of them out before, to be fair. I have heard that you can run them without the backing plate, but I don't really want to do it because it's there for a reason, really, isn't it? So we might have a bit of a walk round that Blue. We'll see how busy Andy is. If this job was out in the field now, in this weather that we got today, we got bad weather today, it doesn't really matter. The weather doesn't phase us, you know. We'd be jumping on it anyway. Luckily for the lads at the moment, today it's in the workshop. We've got the crane, nice and easy. Pull it out, clean it up, put it back in, pull them cheek plates out. But if it was on site, if I was on site just going to inspect it and something like this happened, I would be doing it on my own. I've done it on my own many times in the rain, you know. It's not an issue, but the lads have got to learn, so I'm in a position now where I can step back a little bit and tell them how to do it rather than doing it myself, because I've got lots of other things going on in the background. So there's loads of different crushers out there on the market. We only really have Power Screen and McCluskey. It used to be 50-50, but at the moment it's a lot more McCluskey. I think the Fox must be getting some good deals off AgPro. But anyway, that's nothing to do with me. I just fix the machines. It don't matter to me what machine it is, but if it breaks, we'll fix it. Alright, so we are at Blue Spares. These guys are part of Blue Machinery Group. So we'll go and find Andy Shaw, who's the sales manager here. In fact, we'll just surprise him and walk into the sales officer. No unauthorised person now. How are you doing, lads? Andy about?
Andy?
Yeah. Where's the boy? Look at them all. Look how many there are in here? Huh? Where is he hiding? Where's you lad? Alright, lad. I didn't realise how many there were. Huh? Wow. How you doing, bud?
How you doing?
You got me some parts ready?
Good, yeah. Come on. Let's go. Let's see if they're ready.
There must be 20 lads in here. Wow. And girls.
No one here.
Huh?
Pete? Yeah. 5 birds. We've got some bits ready for you.
Just get it out to them, mate. I'll dispatch it.
How you doing, mate? What we got on there then? Let's have a look. We've got the jaw.
We've got cheap plates, we've got nuts, bolts and washers for the cheap plates for these ones.
Yeah, sound, because there's 2 snap, they just rung me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sound. Did you look into them where the
Just waiting on
sit on?
factory. Factory's going to come back to me on the...
I reckon they'll be alright, but I'd have got them if we were here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so...
Can we have one ready, not?
Yeah?
Yeah. Have a gander there. Well, this is your dispatching department. We've got a lot of bits in here as well.
Call them back, never stops, never stops.
Where's the jaws then, Andy?
So, come through.
Oh, have you got it all that ready?
Yeah, it's ready. It's yours here now.
Right, sound. So that is the jaw. And what is it, a multi-tooth that or a super tooth?
Super tooth, that one.
Super tooth jaw.
Yeah.
Cheek plate, bolts.
All genuine gear.
Yeah, yeah. I have the wedges. I was just wondering about a lock bar. I think we'll risk the lock bar.
Yeah, let us know if you need one. You can always get it from downstairs.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just feeling them there now. I mean, there's nothing to lift these in with, is there? I always weld a plate on me. 'Cause I know you got these lifting eyes, but them lifting eyes go underneath the feeder, don't they? Do you know what I mean? So is that how you guys have fit them?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Well, the lug on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sound. That's what we'll do. We'll get these in down.
Where you found?
Just,
right, I'll grab some, get Pete out to just buzz it off for you now.
Nice one, mate. I'll just get this cup.
Yeah.
Right, so now we've got it on trailer. Just tell us what material that is, Andy.
So you're looking at a Super 2 18% manganese genuine jaws. So
we'll get a good, I'd say we get a good 12 months before we need to turn it.
yeah.
Well, depending on what material's running through the jaw, but I'd say a good 12 months, and they've just lasted nearly 3 years, the cheek plates.
So they're genuine Ardocs.
So genuine Ardocs again, yeah. And obviously we'll replace the bolts. 12.9s. So, cheers, Andy.
Good.
I'll see you on the next one. All right,
no
mate.
worries, pal.
See you in a bit.
Later.
Alright, so the lads are just cleaning the jaw box out. They have got the cheek plates out, as you can see here. So you can see how badly worn that one is. It's worn right through. It actually took the head of the bolt off and the head of the bolt off that one. Look how thin it is now. You know, it's hanging on to there. No weight in that now, you know what I mean? No, that is Ardocs material. So the lads have welded them on there, but really they should have welded it on at the top. It's always easier to, because when you pick that up now, it's picking it up like that. You want to pick it up so it's dangling down. Do you know what I mean? So when we put these back in, them holes are for putting them back in, yeah. So you can put like a shackle in them and land it down. But you see, I find it easier just to weld a little tag on, put your chain in, and then it just drops in nicely. Drops into the jaw box, yeah. So these are the new locks that we already had. These plates here sit actually on the block frame inside, and they go there, yeah. So the jaw wedge sits on that. That will be some hard material as well, right? So looking at the locks, see how much is worn off. Yeah, I know people will be saying now, why don't you just weld that up? Yeah, well, we can do that, but what we will do, we will weld them up for the next time. Do you know what I mean? So we'll keep them as spares. They won't go in scrap in, right? We'll keep them as spares. They'll go in scrap, obviously. This is the lock bar. So how this actually works is you put your wedge on. So your wedge goes in like that. Right, and as it's going in, it will be also going up another wedge. So imagine that's the inside of the crusher, and it goes like that, and you push that, and that locks, and it lifts the jaw up and locks it, yeah? So what you do, you put that wedge in, you slide that on, that bar there, you'll put one nut on it, yeah, just wind one nut on, and then we'll crank that in with gun, and as we're pushing that in, that's lifting up then, and it's lifting the jaw up and locking the jaw in. And what happens over time is what's happened here is it's come loose, it's worn a little bit of a way, and it's worn the jaw as well, and it's come loose, and the jaw with that backing plate that we saw before, the jaw will be going like that as it's crushing, yeah, and slowly wearing everything away, yeah. So now we're starting from fresh. Everything back in brand new, and it'll be good for another couple of years this now. So these 2 cheek plates, there is 4 cheek plates in it, but it's only the bottom 2 that need doing. And there was only 2 bolts that came out. Like I said, it wore the head off them 2. We will replace it with, got the bottom going here, with the bolts here, so 12.9s. They will lock into that, you put them in, and then we'll just gun them up from the outside, yeah? As you'll see as we put it back together now. Right, so I'm just going to take a look in the jaw box with the camera. So here we've got the track. So that's the track. That's the track that the wedge sits on. So that bit there is where that little plate sits. Yeah. So Jay, that'll need cleaning off. With wire brush. That's the track that the lock bar goes down. Let's just have a look inside the jaw box. Right, so the lads have managed to get the backing plate back against the main frame. Yeah, did it go back all right, that, yeah?
Yeah, port power across.
Alright, so you've cleaned the back out,
Yeah.
put the porta power in, pushed it back, so we've now got that flush against the back. So we didn't need to take that out, like we were thinking originally. We've got a little scouser in the jaw box here.
Send the fat lad in.
Good kid though, good kid, you know what I'm saying? We all need a scouser working for us. So the top cheek plates here, you can see they're a little bit worn as well. But we'll let them go a little bit more yet. I'd say another 6 months and we'll be changing these top cheek plates, yeah? But I'm going to find out where this material's come from because I ain't happy about that going through the jaw. Because that's the first thing to block the pre-screen, yeah? So we'll find out where that's been coming from. Just a little look at our little workshop. Now a 5-ton overhead crane. It does actually cut out that at 4.95 tons. Cracking little crane though.
Go on, keep going. Oh, up at that, slowly. And fire. The weight on that crane for us, Just take the weight on that crane. Yeah. Yeah. Get in there. Yeah, you should be good on them. Other 2 can. Yeah.
Alright, so that's both cheek plates in now. Just held in by 3 bolts. So these are like little wear strips that the wedges sit on, yeah? Yeah, it'll be some hardened plate that. Might be worth putting a tack on them. You know, once it's sat on the track, just put a tack on it, yeah, a little run on it. The wedge needs to go over it though, so make sure it's the wedge can go over wherever you weld it, yeah. Put them in, and then we'll slide the lock bar in. Alright. So once we slide this lock bar in, that sits in the track, so it locks in the track so it can't turn. Once you start tightening it up, yeah, nothing can turn then, it's all solid. And then the wedges just start coming in and lift the jaw and lock it into position, right? And then what we'll do, once it's all in and we've got the jaw back in, yeah, down both sides of the jaw and in where the lock wedges are, we'll spray it with expanding foam, right? And the reason why we use expanding foam is because obviously you're getting a lot of muck coming back behind the jaw, and when we come to turn the jaw next time, it'll be dead easy just to poke out the expanding foam, which we'll show you shortly. Right, so these jaws, when they go in, they actually, at the top, they're sat underneath the feeder, right? So these lifting eyes here, you can't actually put them in with them eyes, right? So if you come to the side of the jaw, can you see how it locks in at the bottom and it locks in at the top, yeah? And then the wedge pushes the jaw up and locks it, right? So when we put the jaw in a minute, as you'll see, these, you can't actually fit the jaw with these, although I did have a big argument one day with a guy on Instagram when I was doing this on a site down in London, right? So the best thing to do is to weld something on there, yeah? As long as it's evenly, not like that. Evenly and not like that, yeah, because when the jaw goes in, it's got to go in bang on straight, yeah, when it drops into the jaw box, yeah. Yeah, I heard you then. I heard little hair Cal then, I heard him. Yeah, it's got to be in the same position, so it's either there or there, yeah. But if Cal was to do it on his own and I weren't here, they'd be like that. Do you know what I mean? You know, it'd have been like that, and they'd be ringing me, "Baz, this jaw won't go in." Right, sort that. So you can see the wear on the old jaw, yeah, compared to the new. Now then, I have seen cowboys out there actually welding these up, welding them up. We ain't no cowboy firm, yeah. We do it proper, and the other thing we do in that is it distorts the plate. We're putting all the heat in it, yeah, and then they start to crack, and then you're just getting more problems. Just bang a new jaw in it, only 1,500 quid. Right, so we've welded two little lifting eyes on, you see. So we've put a full weld on the outside and a tack on the inside, right? So can you see, we've only got a tack there and we've got a full weld on the outside. And the reason why we've done it that way is once it's in and we've got it buttoned in position, all you need to do is a little tap with a hammer and it'll come off that way. Rather than welding this side as well, then you've got to start grinding it off, yeah? And the other thing is, when you are lifting something like this now, stay well clear of it, because I don't really know what is actually in that material wise, yeah? So when I'm on site doing this on site, I do use dissimilar rods, yeah? So and a dissimilar rod is something like you can weld like cast to mild steel with a dissimilar rod, whereas here we've just used solid wire on the MIG, and let's just send it up now. But we'll stay well clear of the jaw whilst we'll lift it over the feeder and then we'll drop it into the jaw box. Right, so I've just got Callum firing some grease into the track where the lock bar is going to go. There's little Makita there. And now we'll slide that lock bar in. Hang on. Push it back to me. To me, go on. Right, lift it up now, lift it up. Right, that now to you. Right, hold it there. Pull it 2 more. Just want to set these wedges. Bar out there. Cal? Yeah? Can you send that bar through that wedge now? Can you see it? Right, put that to me. Can you get your wedge on or not?
No.
So can you see what I mean now when I was talking about having the lifting eyes bang on straight? So I don't think Cal used the tape measure there, but we'll probably be alright.
Just your eyes, not bad.
Right, so as this drops in now, it'll hook under the bottom and then we'll hook it onto the top. So I'll just shut that drum down there. Right. It should go in under the bottom. See how it's going under the bottom there? Right, that's it, so it's under the bottom now. Now we need it to win the top, yeah? So I'm going to actually stand on the drum. See where we're at. So the wedges should go up now and then. There we go. Right, if you look down now each side, is the jaw fully back? Or can it go back more? I think it's fully back there, isn't it? It's sat on the back plate anyway. Yeah? It looks like it's sat on the back plate to me, that. Weight's off?
Yeah.
Right, slide your tubes over the thread now.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I'll take, what I'm going to do now, director, is if I just take the weight of this now, watch the jaw come up a little bit. Right, so with that jaw coming up there now, that will allow them to push them wedges in really easy, yeah, from both sides. They need to be in evenly. So what we'll do, because we know the lock bar is in the centre, and we'll send the wedges in evenly. I don't want one wedge in further than the other, if you know what I'm saying. Right, and then once the wedges are in, we can release the weight of the jaw onto the wedges. Where are we up to with the tubes?
What, putting the new ones on?
Put the tubes in.
Yeah.
Put a tube in each side now and a nut on each side, yeah? With me standing on the drum, it's keeping it locked in at the bottom. There's no way if this jaw can come out, it can't fall out or anything, you know what I mean? Safety wise. Now it's hooked in. Where are we up to, Luke? So push the wedge in with, just push it in with your hand, do you know what I mean? How far is it in? Fully. How far are you in, Jay?
Yeah, I'm getting in, like I'm not touching the air, just touching underneath the jaw now.
Is it? The wedge is touching under the jaw now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Right, so I can take the weight off now. Yeah, there we go. Right, she's in nice and easy. Right, and if you were seeing when I was talking about the eyes before, if you had a chain on that there, you can't, obviously you can't get it out. Yeah, so That rubber flap should be down here really, but it'll be all right. And what we're going to do in a minute is fire a lot of expanding foam down the back, and I'll explain why when we do it. So Luke's just tightening them 46mm nuts up there, keeping it level at both sides. And now that jaw is fully locked in, we've been down the belt and had a look underneath, make sure it's hooked under properly. Perfect that. We'll put this back to work in a minute. So now that's all buttoned up there, you see the wedges in, the jaw locked on. And now what we're going to do is, can you see the gap underneath there from one side to the other? We're going to fill that with expanding foam around the back of this area here. And we've got the expanding foam. I'm just going to fire it into there. I'll do the same at the other side. And what that stops muck getting into that track, and when we come to change the jaw next time, we just dig that out with a bar dead easy, and it's easy to get the jaw back out. So there's a little plate to go on over here now, and that's it, job done. Right, so now it's in position. Just knock it off.
Yep.
And so what's going to happen now, when Thomas fires the conveyor up and the little 105 scalper, we'll run it for an hour. and then we'll come back and tighten the jaw, just make sure everything's all right. Thomas is one of our crusher operators. What do you think about this crusher, Thomas?
It's very good crusher. I like it. It was good quality, very smooth working. I very like it, this crusher.
Yeah,
I like it.
We've never really had many issues with this so far. So anyway, put it back to work. We'll come and check it in an hour. All right, bud?
Yeah, thank you very much.
I think we'll end this little episode here, direct to you. So yeah, please like and subscribe. It always helps, like I always say. This is a midweek episode, so we'll put it out this week. And I did have a big announcement to tell you all, yeah? But the Fox ain't in, and he needs to be in for me to tell you, because I'm going to get him on camera when we actually do it. So see you on the next one, and that will be out on a Chronicle, but it won't be this Saturday's Chronicle, because this Saturday is already filmed. So next Saturday, the Fox will be on it.